Hello everybody, today I'm going to be showing you how to make this really cool Pom Pom rug. It's not too difficult, a really fun ongoing project and really not that expensive to make, and when you finish it looks really cool. Right, so let's get going. So the first thing I did was made this tool that makes it really easy to make lots of pom-poms at once. I just took a fairly thick piece of wood and put two 3-inch nails about 2 feet apart. The distance doesn't matter, the further the distance the more pom-poms you can make at once. I just loosely tied the end of my wool around one of the nails and then just wrapped it around like this, simple as that. So the more times you wrap your wool around, the thicker your pom-poms will be. It is quite a long process, but just stick at it because it does look really cool when you're finished. So when you're finished wrapping, you just want to tie off the end of your wool onto one of the nails. Then you just want to use some more pieces of wool to tie along your stretch of wool, as you can see I've done here. You want to do it quite evenly. Each one of these is going to mark the centre of each pom-pom, so you want to make sure you've got enough wool either side that you can cut it to be fairly decent size. When tying these pieces of wool, you want to make sure you do it as tightly as possible, otherwise the wool is going to just pull out of your pom-poms. Make sure the pieces of wool you use are long enough because we're going to use them to tie your pom-poms to the mat. Next you want to cut about halfway between the two tied pieces of wool, as you can see I'm doing here. Now unfortunately, because we don't have the fast forward tool in our lives like we do on iMovies, you might have to spend quite a while cutting through all the layers of wool. So just take it off the end, and you might have to cut it if it's the end that you tied it on, and then just trim across where all the wool is joined. So next I just hold it all up together so I can get all the ends are an even sort of height, and then just trim it to make sure that there's no bits that are too long. Then you just want to cut the rest of them roughly where I'm showing you with my finger. Now you're going to want a lot of pom-poms in this project, so just keep going until you've got enough to cover an area around the size you want your mat to be. Next you're going to want to get some of this non-slip matting because it's got holes in it which are perfect to thread the wool through. I just typed into Amazon non-slip matting and loads of options came up. I chose to cut mine in the shape, but that's obviously an optional step. So this is why we had to leave our wool long enough, because we're going to use it to thread through our mat now. So just choose two holes next to each other, wherever on the mat you want your pom-pom to go. Thread the pieces of wool through and then just tie them on the back. You're going to do this a lot of times, so you'll probably find a way that's easiest for you to get the wool through. I double knotted mine, but just make sure you're really happy with the position before you do that. I did film lots of shots as I progressed, but for some reason my camera didn't save them, so I've only got one to show you. So once I tied all my pom-poms on, I turned my rug over and then just trimmed the wool down so there's about an inch left, and I just done that on all the pom-poms. So here's the finished product, and this is probably my favourite DIY I've ever done. I really love how it turned out, I love how all the colours work together, and I love how personal it looks because obviously you choose the design you make, the colours you make, how big it is, the shape, and yeah, I really love it. So I hope you enjoyed this, I hope you found it useful. If you make your own, please show them to me because I'd really love to know how you approach it and how yours turn out. And yeah, good luck, and I'll see you later.